Hi friends, as part of Civilspedia, we will be seeing 4 topics today. In the editorial or the main section, we will be discussing Pulling Back from the Brink, a recent article in Hindu newspaper, and it talks about the worsening climate change and a paper published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. So this paper, it talks about how our planet is moving into a high temperature hot house Earth, and it analyzes the reasons for climate change in this period of geologic time. And all these have started with the Holocene period. The Holocene is the current period of geologic time, and this started around 12,000 years ago. And it was during this time the Homo sapiens, they started settling and developing agriculture and other technological innovations. And this led to socio-economic transformation. And because of the socio-economic transformation, there was an increase in the use of fossil fuels and also deforestation, which increased the greenhouse gas emissions and finally causing the global warming. So it was during the Holocene period that the impact of human activity changed the Earth systems, because of which the Holocene period, it is also referred as Anthropocene. So this is also referred as Anthropocene because human activity impacted the Earth system. And again, in the article, it talks about equilibrium state of Earth and how feedback mechanisms affects equilibrium state of the Earth. Now, feedback mechanism, there is an inflow and outflow of energy into the Earth system, and this inflow outflow, it helps to maintain a normal temperature, which will help in the ecosystem to be alive, or ecosystem sustainability is maintained by the normal temperature, which is maintained due to the inflow and outflow of energy. And this feedback mechanism, this inflow and outflow, it maintains the temperature, but every time it is not that the temperature will be normal. At times there can be an increase in temperature or there can be a decrease in temperature. When this change in temperature occurs naturally, Earth has its own mechanism to adjust and come back to the equilibrium state. Now if you see, now the temperature change, it is occurring due to human activity, and this brings feedback mechanism into picture, because feedback mechanism is a change that can amplify or dampen warming. There are two kinds of feedback mechanism, that is positive feedback mechanism and negative feedback mechanism. Positive feedback mechanism, it amplifies the warming, while negative feedback mechanism, it dampens or reduces warming. And in the article, the example for positive feedback mechanism, it is given as when the Greenland ice, it melts, it increases the open waters. And the increase in open area of water, it increases the absorption of sunlight, which again causes warming and finally resulting in more and more melting of ice. So one action leads to another action, which again increases the temperature. And the example for negative feedback mechanism, it is given as when carbon dioxide increases in the atmosphere, it leads to chemical weathering, which uses carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, thus reducing carbon dioxide in the long run. So that reduces the effect of warming. So this is example for positive and negative feedback mechanism. Now the importance of feedback, it has a very importance in climate change, and the importance is that it affects when the positive feedback mechanism is more stronger than the negative feedback mechanism, it affects the equilibrium of the Earth, and this can cause extreme climate changes. Now the article talks about tipping point. So these are threshold point beyond which the Earth cannot stabilize the increase in temperature, and the threshold point is identified as a 2 degrees Celsius warmer than the pre-industrial time. And now if we cross this threshold point, it can lead to a number of tipping points, and the article defines a lot of tipping points, like there can be destruction of Amazon forest due to wildfires, and their weakening of carbon dioxide absorption by oceans, melting of polar ice caps, among many other slow-moving catastrophes. So these are the tipping points if we cross the threshold point of 2 degrees Celsius warmer than the pre-industrial time. And it says that this can lead to disruption of ecosystems and societies, finally making the earth a hot house. So the author says that even if we implement the Paris Climate Agreement, or if we are able to keep the warming below 2 degrees Celsius or even 1.5 degrees Celsius, it may not prevent the earth from becoming a hot house, mainly because of the cascading effects of feedback mechanism. And they say that we have to recognize these feedback mechanisms and have to deliberate and take sustained action to secure our earth system. For this, they are giving some suggestions like deep cuts in greenhouse emissions, increasing carbon sinks, finding ways to remove carbon dioxide, and even deflecting the solar radiation, along with learning to adopt to a warmer world. And for this, they say that there should be an increasing contribution from renewable energy, and we should improve the energy efficiency. Apart from this, they suggest that other than technological solution, we need a fundamental shift in our social and economical values. So in total, there should be major changes in technological innovation, behavior, values, and governance to deal with these unprecedented challenges for humanity. Now, if you see this article from prelims perspective, you should know feedback mechanism. What are the examples for positive and negative feedback mechanism? And from mains perspective, the causes of our climate change, what are its impact, and what are the suggested solutions. Now, moving to our prelims topics, we will see TAPI pipeline project, then IRDA and Quad. First one is the TAPI pipeline project, or the Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India pipeline project. So this is a cross-country natural gas pipeline project, and it starts from Turkmenistan, going through Afghanistan, and in Afghanistan it passes through the Herat and the Kandahar region, and in Pakistan in the Chaman and the Multan region, finally ending in Fazilka in India, which is near the Pakistan-India border. And it's an 1814 kilometer trans-country natural gas pipeline. It is also known as Peace Pipeline, and the construction was started in December 2015 in Turkmenistan and is expected to complete in the beginning of 2020. And it is implemented by the TAPI Pipeline Company Limited, which is a special purpose consortium company, and from India it is the Gas Authority of India Limited, that is the GAIL, which is a part of this TPCL. And this project is funded by the Asian Development Bank, and the main purpose is it will transport gas produced from the Galkanish gas field which is in Turkmenistan, to Afghanistan, Pakistan and India. Now, coming to the benefits of the project, it will increase the connectivity in this region. Increasing the connectivity in this region, and also will promote trade and cooperation between the countries, finally leading to economic integration of this region. From India's perspective, Turkmenistan is the sixth largest country country which has the gas reserves, and it will help in ensuring energy security in India, as well as increasing the relationship of India with the Central Asian countries. So this project, it will help to provide a peace and security in this region. From prelims perspective, you should know the location of the gas field and the important geographical features of this area through which the gas pipeline passes. Now, coming to the next topic, it is IRDA, or the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India. When you study about authorities, you should know what kind of body it is, then what is the organizational structure of the body, and finally what is its main objectives from prelims perspective. So this is a statutory body established by an act of the Parliament, that is the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India Act 1999. So this is the act which established this body, and the functions and the powers of this body is given under this act, as well as the Insurance Act of 1938. So these two acts lays down the functions and powers of this authority. And this body was established for having an overall development and for the overall development of the insurance sector. Now coming to the organizational structure, it consists of one chairman, 5 permanent members or full-time members, and 4 part-time members, and they are appointed by the Government of India, and the head office of IRDA is at Hyderabad. Now coming to the key objectives, it helps in maintaining a healthy competition in the insurance sector and also tries to enhance the consumer satisfaction, that is by providing increased consumer opportunities as well as affordable premium rates for the consumers. Also, it helps in ensuring financial security in the insurance sector and also tries to speed up the settlements of genuine claims. So, these are the key objectives of IRDA. And since it is a regulatory authority, it regulates certain entities. And the entities are life insurance companies, that is both private and public sector life insurance companies, then general insurance companies. You know the difference between life insurance and general insurance. Life insurance, it protects life, while general insurance is against the loss and damage of assets. And apart from this too, it also regulates reinsurance companies, then agency channels and intermediaries like corporate agents or brokers or loss assessors, etc. So these are the entities regulated by IRDA. And this act of IRDA, it provides for the establishment of insurance advisory committees, and this committee consists of 25 members other than the ex officio members. So the ex officio members are the chairman, the 5 full-time members and the 4 part-time members. Apart from them, there will be 25 other members in this advisory committee, and the main purpose of this committee is to advise the authority about the how to regulate these entities, about the regulations of these entities. So that is the main function of this insurance advisory committees. That's about IRDA. Moving to the last topic of the day, it is the Quad or the Quadrilateral Security Dialogue. This is an informal security dialogue, and it was initiated by the Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe in 2007. And it's a coalition between 4 countries, that is India, Japan, Australia and the US. And these 4 countries, they came together for the first time during the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami. That is when the navies of these countries collaborated in the relief functions. And in 2007, the Japanese Prime Minister, he put forward the idea of this forum. But soon China, it expressed concern about this forum, and because of which Australia withdrew from this. After that, there was no much action in this forum. But recently, during the 2017 ASEAN Summit, which was held in Manila, this organization or this forum was rekindled, and it was mainly to pursue the common interest in the strategically important Indo-Pacific region. So it was mainly to counter the aggressive behavior of China in this, particularly in the South China Sea region. You know the claims of China in the South China Sea, and also building new islands in this region. So because one reason was to counter this aggressive behavior of China in this region. Apart from that, they were also trying to combat the terrorist problems in this region and other security challenges. And this Indo-Pacific region, it is a very strategically important region. Especially from prelims perspective, you should know which are the important choke points like the Strait of Malacca, Strait of Hormuz, Gulf of Aden, which are very important for this international trade, and also the South China Sea, which are the important islands in this region, and also the ASEAN countries which comes in this region. So from prelims perspective, you should know about this. And this forum, it follows a policy of free, open and inclusive Indo-Pacific region, and they try to promote peace and security and also prosperity in this region. So this is about the Quad. That is all for today. Thank you for your time.